Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says he won't bow to international pressure to cancel action in Rafah, as this would be the same as losing the war. Russian officials say the cause of Alexei Navalny's death is being re-examined as arrests at memorials across Russia surpass 400.
Tens of thousands of people rally in Budapest to demand reform as Hungary's child abuse pardon scandal continues to rock the country.
At least 40 people are reported to have been killed after a series of Israeli airstrikes in the Deir al-Bala neighbourhood in central Gaza Strip. As Israel Defense Forces said it struck a series of Hamas operational command and control centres there, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu reiterated that he won't bow to international pressure to cancel the planned operation in Rafah, as this would be the same as losing the war.
ישראל בהנהגתי תמשיך להתנגד בתוקף להכרה חד צדדית במדינה פלסטינית. ומתי רוצים לתת ההכרה החד צדדית הזאת? אחרי הטבח הנורא של 7 באוקטובר? לא יכול להיות פרס גדול יותר לטרור.
Netanyahu's government is under increasing pressure from both abroad and inside the country. Thousands of protesters came out to a weekly march in Tel Aviv with demands to replace the government. Protesters believe the goal of liberating detainees is far from being fulfilled. One woman was killed and 5 people injured after Russian bombs struck a residential neighbourhood in Kharkiv. As Russian forces carried out several airstrikes on Saturday in eastern Ukraine, US President Joe Biden said he was confident that additional funding for Ukrainian forces will ultimately be approved by the US Congress.
So the idea that we're going to walk away from Ukraine, the idea that we're going to let NATO begin to split, is totally against the interests of the United States of America, and it is against our word we've given since all the way back to Eisenhower.
But Biden admitted he wasn't confident the funding would come through before Ukraine loses more territory. Lack of US aid is believed to be one of the reasons the town of Avdiivka was lost, according to media and experts. Howitzer artillery weapons have been mostly silent over the last weeks to conserve ammunition, according to Latvian journalists. Russian officials say the cause of Alexei Navalny's death has not yet been established and that his body would not be released until next week when the results of a new investigation were complete. Navalny's mother spent all of Saturday trying to recover her son's body, but in vain. At the remote Arctic penal colony where he was being held, she was told that his body had been moved to a morgue in Salkad, but the morgue was closed and staff denied that they had ever had the body. Supporters of the politician say Russian authorities are trying to cover up potential foul play. Meanwhile, arrests continue as Russians came to lay flowers at memorials to Navalny. According to a group that monitors political repression in Russia, more than 4 people have been detained at memorial events since his death. Despite some detainees being released shortly after, courts have started to pronounce arrests for organising a mass event in violation of public order or resisting police.
Top officials began arriving for the second day of the annual Munich Security Conference on Saturday. US Vice President Kamala Harris and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky were among the attendees. During the summit, European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen announced that a defense industrial strategy proposal would soon to be ready.
We have to outsmart Russia. And you see that Ukraine, where rightfully every life counts, they are getting very smart now, for example, to take our legacy weapon systems and upgrade them with artificial intelligence. And this is the reason why we will integrate now Ukraine in our defense programs.
Von der Leyen added that the proposal aims to enhance inside operations of EU systems and that a Defence Innovation Office will open in Ukraine. During her press conference with Zelensky, Harris expressed her sorrow and outrage over the death of Russian opposition leader Alexei Navalny.